Okay, it's 6:30. I'll call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and welcome to our visitors here and in Zoom land. We need to add Mary Lynn Sherlin to our agenda for Cemetery Committee appointment and appointments to Elderly Assistance Board and Senior Solutions. Does anybody have anything else that needs to be added?
Under our old business, will we discuss the TA review?
No, we won't tonight.
Okay.
Okay,
I shall scratch that.
scratch that.
Thank you.
Do that. So, in solid waste. Is this going to be under your report?
Yeah.
Okay.
it is.
All right. And Seth is under your report? Or shall we add Seth?
I would add that.
Okay, we'll add the rec department under new business.
Underneath what, did you say?
New business.
Okay. Would that be new business or would that be an executive?
It could be,
Oh,
we
okay.
should go into executive, but it'll be under new business.
Okay.
We put that after the employee appreciation request. Could I have a motion to add those?
So,
Is there a second?
second.
All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, I have no remarks. Open public comment for items not on the agenda. Any from the audience? No? Okay. David, our COVID update. Please,
There. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, Sam.
Yes. Sorry I'm not there, but I want to thank you for the invite and say hello from the bottom of Huckle Hill. The rumor out there is spring is here, to be followed by a day of summer and then winter. So get ready because the weather is about going to change. And along with changes, I will bring you up to speed with the changes of COVID, which I know that it's one of those things that you can't not hear the news and understand what's been happening. But and I'll give you statistics from today. The actual COVID is going down. There's fewer cases than in the past few months. The state has taken a different stance on their overall guidance. So CDC's taken a stance on their guidance. However, there's a new variant that has been identified that's out there. But the suggestion is that if in fact you are vaccinated, that variant should be covered by the present vaccine and or boosters. So having said that, we're not out of, we may be out of the woods, but we're not out of the forest. It's going to be an ongoing problem for many, many years. The anticipation now is that at some point COVID will be a general name like getting your flu shots. The standard is that eventually they feel that most everyone will get COVID. The difference is being vaccinated it will reduce how sick you may get. At least that's the plan. It's kind of like the same thing with the flu. The vaccine doesn't prevent you getting the flu, it just prevents you from getting very sick. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule. So today, the message is the same message that we have been sending from day one. I've had conversations with the health officer, Mark Snow, and he and I are in agreement on everything. So today, new cases throughout the state is 150, 22 people hospitalized, 2 in intensive care. 4 cases in the Windham County. In the past 14 days, there's been 54 cases in Windham County. And contrary to other counties, they range from 4 to 8 to, in the high numbers, the triple digits, such as Chittenden County. Obviously, Chittenden has a far larger population than us. And as of today, the sad news is there's 620 deaths that have been related to COVID. So if you go back to March 28th, the state came out with a whole bunch of guidance changes, and they dropped their mask guidance from the state, and they offered each municipality and or town to discuss and decide how they want to deal with it. From searching through the government website, it appears that most towns and cities have dropped the mask mandate. However, this is subject to individual people and individual businesses. So businesses can still say that they would require masks. Individuals are encouraged to wear masks, especially if you are in the high risk category. So whatever category you fit, the mask is determined to be helpful. So I know that the mask is kind of a slippery slope and a tough one. Everybody's experiencing different abilities to wear and not wear it. The medical reason still stands out. Having said that, I know that later on this morning or this afternoon, this evening, one of those times, you're going to discuss more about that. So one of the things I will urge people to think about, whether you're sitting on the vaccine fence or not, because the federal, state, and the federal and state are reducing their necessity. And they've closed down portable siting, they've closed down testing sites, and they continue to reduce that. And talking with the state today, they're saying that, we might even see right now vaccines are free. You might even see the state doing away with the vaccine, and then it'll be totally on you and your insurance company, similar to, again, to the flu shots. So if cost is an issue for you now or to come later, that might be another reason to consider getting the vaccine. Because it probably will, once the state stops it, will become individual costs. Healthvermont.gov is still the place to go to get information off their dashboard. They update it every single day, so that's still a place to go. There's also a phone number there if you wanted to talk directly with somebody from the Department of Health. And so that's kind of where I am. As long as numbers continue to decline and stay low, I think that you're going to find everything getting better. I know that you all have been out into different parts of the state or countries, different states, and I think you've probably witnessed both. You've witnessed places where masks are still mandatory, and you've witnessed places where they haven't been. You may have worn masks yourself, or you may have taken it off when you went in. So I think that's where not only the state of Vermont is, but pretty much the United States is at this point. So I will open it up to answer any questions that I can.
Michael?
No, sir.
Jeff? Tom?
No, thank you.
Jean?
All set, thanks.
Anybody from the audience have questions for him? Thank you very much, David.
Okay, I'll stick around for your discussion in case you have questions when you get to the mass thing.
Great. We also have you down next for our emergency management quarterly report.
Okay, sure. Why don't I do that while I'm sitting here?
Good.
The last time I gave you a report, there hasn't been a ton of changes. We're still, and as much as I hate to say this, I haven't reorganized the group yet, and primarily because of every time I thought we could get together and start having meetings, other things like different parts of the COVID would prevent that again. However, I'm feeling really pretty good that we are going to be able to get together in the very near future and reorganize our whole group and figure out exactly what else we need to do. Obviously, COVID has taken up 90% of the issues. There's been nothing that we've been called upon for emergencies in the town of Vernon. We haven't had that or anything to do. However, I was activated by the state on one occasion for a fire that was at the senior housing that turned out to be not necessary for us to do any relocating or any emergency care for anyone. So that has taken place. We're still, I got a thing from Consolidated that the Wi-Fi at the EOC was, something happened to it evidently, so they sent me new pieces, and I guess they expect me to install them. So sometime this week, my plan is to go up there and become a computer technician or a Wi-Fi technician and install the new stuff so our Wi-Fi stays active at the EOC, because it is important for us to have that there as well as the cable. So that's pretty much the whole thing. If I may, I will take the opportunity to talk about the part of my duties as the EMD was assigned to the Fire Advisory Committee, and I might just give you a brief update there. I can tell you that as a past member of the fire service, I think that Vernon has come a tremendous long way, and they have starting to produce great things. Their department is clearly on top of it. I can't say enough about the chief and the assistant chief and their officers down there. They've done well. The advisory committee still anticipates things that they may need to do, so we would like to stay in existence for another few more months. We meet monthly now. And we're down to just offering more advisory stuff to the chief than helping reorganize. But I will say that as part of that committee, I am not only excited, I'm proud to have been a part of that committee because the department's doing really well.
Thank you very much. Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Approval of minutes, regular minutes of March 15th.
Madam Chair, I move they be approved as printed.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Michael?
Abstain, I'm absent.
Okay, Jeff?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries with one abstention. Warrant?
I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 19T Accounts Payable, $32,892.07. 11S Payroll, $10,970.31. 12S Payroll, $9,770.09. And 13 as payroll, $10,922.12.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor? Michael?
Aye.
Jeff? Tom?
Aye.
Jimmy?
Aye.
Motion carries. Town admin report.
Okay. I finally received the last security system quote on Monday. I'll have all 4 quotes broke down to be presented at the next meeting. The grant application is completed and ready to go pending the board's decision at the next meeting. Last Wednesday, I attended the Vermont Yankee reassessment walkthrough with our utility assessors, and the demolition of structures is ahead of schedule, and the site is very clean considering the amount of work and the type of work being done. I also visited the elementary school's beautiful pavilion. I don't know if you folks have seen it. It's absolutely beautiful. Along with the town clerk, emergency management director, and the rec director to view the outdoor space for the town meeting. The clerk has already made preparations for the tent, handicap accessible porta potty, interpreter services, accommodations for the electronics and audio equipment for VCTV. And the emergency management director has made suggestions for the handicap parking lot, so preparations are pretty much underway for the meeting. I received a letter today from the Solid Waste Management District noting that they are applying for a grant and have requested a letter of support on behalf of the town selectmen. I would like to compose a draft letter for the board to review and endorse at the next meeting, as the grant application is due the 22nd. I attended a VLCT ARPA workshop today, and I'll have a lot of updated information, probably close to like the end of the week when they post it. And a motion will need to be made how we're going to accept the funding, but I'll give you the details on all of that in an email. And I've been in contact with Rescue Inc. for AED training, and Margolis Healy Organization for Situational Awareness Training for staff, to include library staff, all staff. And I'm hoping to get the dates and send you a schedule soon. It's been very difficult connecting with folks to schedule training as well as contractors to get quotes on other projects. So that's all I have.
Wow, that's enough.
Very busy.
Okay,
Good.
Martin, you're up.
Where would you like me to be?
Where are you most comfortable?
Can I pull that chair over there?
Sure.
Okay. Get a little closer to you. It's all right. So I thought you might like to have an update on what the Friends of Vernon Center have been up to at the Governor Hunt House. So that's the purpose tonight. We have officially owned the Governor Hunt House since early 2020. And as I'm sure you've noticed, there's been a pandemic since then, so that did slow us down a little bit here and there. But actually, we've gotten a lot done. And I want to tell you about those things and what our plans are going forward. So highlights of what we've gotten done are, we placed a nice sign out in front of the house to tell the community that this is the Governor Hunt House and Community Center. We had the large conference room painted, so it is ready for events. It looks great. It's a very pleasant space now. Back in August, we held a successful community celebration and picnic that was well attended outside on the grounds with music, games, food, tours of the house. And in October, we presented a very Vernon Halloween in partnership with the Vernon Recreation Department. And then last fall, we planted an array of flower bulbs that are right now just starting to pop up here and there, so we should have a nice display of flowers there in just a few weeks. We're making plans to make the Governor Hunt House available for rentals by clubs, organizations, businesses, individuals, for a wide variety of events, and we plan to continue to present our own events as well. And we've gotten our fire alarm system working, which is sort of a major step. It's an ancient system, but we managed to get it going. And we've completed an application for listing on the National Register of Historic Places, which we expect to be approved in the next month or two. Importantly, we have been fundraising in order to pay for all these things. And so here's a rundown on what we've raised so far. Most importantly, and very gratifying to us, the citizens of Vernon, as well as some non-residents, have chipped in a total of $40,000 in large and small contributions over the last 2 years. And this is very important because when we go to foundations for grants, it's important to be able to show that we have community support, and sometimes it's necessary to provide a match to whatever grant we're getting. So last year we received a $50,000 Paul Brune Historic Revitalization Grant from the Preservation Trust of Vermont. And that is going toward repairs to the exterior trim. There's some places with rot here and there. Glazing of all the old windows and painting, all of which we hope will take place this summer. If you stand at the road right now, the place looks pretty good. If you get within 15 feet of it, it doesn't, the problems are apparent. So that's hopefully will be addressed this summer. Also, just this past month, we received an earmark appropriation in the federal budget via Senator Leahy in the amount of $318,000. And this will go toward a number of things: a complete roof replacement, installation of a new HVAC system, insulation and weatherization related to that, a replacement and enlargement of the little tiny kitchen that's there, and potentially a rehab of the bathrooms and some work on the grounds and the gardens. With the sort of inflation in building construction costs, when we budgeted, we said, okay, it's 318, but everything we want to do is likely to be more than that. We also got a small grant from the Community Foundation of Vermont for $1,250, and a couple of other $500 grants from the Preservation Trust, all to pay for consultants. And we're waiting word on another $10,000 grant that will go towards that exterior work. So if you're keeping score, that's a total of over $410,000 in cash raised over the last 2 years. And on top of that, we've received at least $10,000 worth of in-kind services and contributions from businesses and individuals in Vernon. So with all this funding, there will be a lot of exterior as well as interior work happening at the house over the course of the next year, which will kind of continue to limit our ability to host events, but we do plan to squeeze in some events into the calendar wherever we can. And we've also started working with the school on the idea of having one of the school's garden projects on the grounds of the Hunt House, and then to open the house for class trips. Big trip, but still a class trip to walk across the street and learn about Vernon's history. And there is a new project afoot to create an exhibit about the Abenaki history of this area, which potentially could be hosted at the house, and we're in discussions about that. So it'll take a little longer, but we eventually will live up to our vision of turning the Governor Hunt House into a true community center for Vernon, with room for all kinds of things: community events, celebrations, meetings of clubs and organizations, lectures, workshops, performances, exhibits, whatever you can dream of can happen there. And we really appreciate all the community support that we've had, all the volunteer help and all the financial support. And personally, I want to thank our great board of directors for everything that they've done. I do want to mention one other thing for the select board to think about. Not right now, but at some point. Just sort of planting the idea. For years, while Entergy owned Vermont Yankee, they had promised to donate the Governor Hunt House to the town of Vernon, whenever the time came that they would shut down the plant. And so when the time came, they made the offer, and the town said, well, instead of the town, let's have the Friends of Vernon Center take it over. And that was fine with the organization. Developing a community center was really fit our mission, and getting all this work done, raising all the money is really much more easily done through a nonprofit than for the town to have to try and do that. But, you know, at the end of the day, this will be a community center for the town, not a historic house museum. It'll be a major resource for the residents, another thing that makes this a great place to live. It'll help to attract tax-paying residents as well as businesses to Vernon. So at some point, and again, this is not something I'm suggesting or asking for right now, but at some point, I think it would be appropriate for the town to consider some amount of financial support for this community center. This would be similar to the kind of support that the town provides for some other nonprofit organizations that provide a service or a benefit to the town. And when the community center is fully operational, it'll fall into that same category of providing an important service to the town.
Thank you.
That's my report. Any
Questions?
questions?
Michael?
No.
Jeff?
Well, thank you for all the work.
All set. Thank you.
And Jean is on the board, so.
You've done a great job. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Okay,
It is appreciated.
thank you.
Okay, COVID mask mandate. Lauren? What is your pleasure?
I think we should just keep it as it is until things calm down a little more.
Okay.
When's that gonna be?
I don't know. I mean, if we're up to me, we take them off.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
Dave just said it's gonna be many years.
You know,
can't-
The rest of
can't-
the world.
we,
I haven't been anywhere else that
yeah,
requires them.
no, we don't require them at work anymore. We have one person that has some, autoimmune issues, and that employee does wear a mask when around other employees. And that seems to work, but there seems to be an awful lot of agita amongst the staff here about a relinquishment of the mask. The libraries I go to, they have a sign up now. It's not required, but for the courtesy of our staff and vulnerable patients, we would appreciate it if you wear one, but it's not required.
Jean?
We didn't really get, I mean, I asked that question at the department head meeting, but I'm not sure we got a strong opinion on it.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't want to chime in.
They just really weren't. I tried to, tell us what you
Yeah.
want, and it's so hard because one of my many disasters today was a staff person calling me and telling me that they've been exposed to COVID right in their household. So I'm like, so then you're like, great, what do we do now? Because, we are wearing masks, and I've told the staff, you can continue to wear a mask as long as you want, even if it's not required in the building. I don't know.
Seth, do you have any input?
My office is not in this facility. I will say that in my office, we don't currently wear them. It's optional, it's by choice. So in this school facility, obviously, is where my office is, and some choose to wear them and some do not. And that's kind of where we're at, where my office is located.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, all the schools are open, no masks, the school buses, no masks. I mean, it's been, like I said, weeks. I've been anywhere that it was required, and actually, right now, I kind of almost forgot bringing it tonight. So I don't know. I think it should be mask optional, but I'm not going to stand on if somebody else feels differently and want a mandate.
I would concur with Mr. Dunphy.
I agree. Taxpayers pay for the building, they should make their own decision when they come in.
And you realize the town clerk and the town treasurer can make their own mandates.
They don't run the building,
They run their office.
Yes.
but the town clerk's office is in the public area.
But we can require masks. We cannot tell them what to do.
Because he even, when they were finally letting people back in the building by appointment, he had very strictly laid that out, how he wanted it to be in his office.
But not in the lobby when they come up to the glass, and not to the treasurer's office when they come up to the glass. If they go inside the room, I can understand that. But if they're in the public corridors, that is up to the individual, not up to the department.
You don't approach the treasurer's office in the building. You approach it from the outside.
That is how her
I'm
office
assuming
is
she doesn't
functioning
let
right
anybody
now.
in her office
No.
anyway.
Right.
So through the door anyway, so
Yep.
they're outside and
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say let them control their own personal offices, but the building should be up to the residents.
So why don't you make a motion?
I make a motion that each department head can control their own personal office, and the building itself go to whether people want to wear it or not,
Optional?
optional.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there further discussion?
So, then you have the other half of the building, the library. Which we have our own board governing us, so I'm presuming that
And that's why I said,
You
you're the
would
director
be-
there, that's your office.
allowing that decision to be made with our board.
I said,
Library
I left it to directors, you're the director of the library.
Yeah, but I'm not elected official, they are, but,
That's what
okay.
I'm saying, but why my motion read was the directors. It meant whoever the leads of those departments.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
And I, motion's unanimous. Okay, Colebrook liquor license renewal. Jean, do you have it there?
What do you want, will you do anything, or?
Yeah, we just need to make a motion to approve it, and then we need to sign it.
Okay, I move that we approve Colebrook, whatever their official name is, stores, 2022 liquor license application.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, discussion? There's only, okay, that's in the bag. All right. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 No.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So you have the original?
Oh, this is the one you
That's the
want us
original. All right, so
to.
you sign under approved or disapproved.
Mhm.
Sandy, what would be your judgment from Michael's motion that we accepted as far as taking masks off?
You can take a mask
Is
off.
that effective immediately?
Yeah.
Thanks.
They all strap.
That is next.
I don't mean to belabor something that was already voted, but this is the town hall. The town hall square footage is paid for by all of the taxpayers in the town. If individual elected officials choose to do something different, I just don't see that as right. I just don't see it as right. I understand what it is. We should charge them rent for the space.
Well, that'll only reflect in their budget, so.
I know.
What goes around
I
comes
know,
around.
I know, I just,
And if you had worked in those positions, you'd know why they are.
well, I agree, I get it. I just don't think they should be able to control the municipal space.
No, they're just controlling their office space.
Okay, I shan't belabor it anymore, I feel better now.
You got it off your chest,
Yep.
right? All right. Board committee appointments. We have, Mary Lynn, you have someone that would like to be on the cemetery committee?
Yes. Nikki Godin? Nikki
Godin.
Godin. I think that gives us 5 then.
Would it be possible for her to come meet the board sometime?
I think she was gonna maybe try to Zoom, but she may not
She
have,
has her kids solo tonight,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get
she's-
hold of her.
Okay,
so,
all right,
yes,
I would let her know ahead of time of the next meeting.
all
yeah,
right.
we'll try to.
Do we have a motion to appoint Nikki Godin to the cemetery committee?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor, Michael,
Aye.
Jeff, Tom,
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, Elderly Assistance Board.
I'm still hunting for somebody else.
Okay. Senior Solutions.
That's usually done by the town clerk. No?
No.
I mean, that's who's always
Told
appointed
you?
me before and sent me the letter.
Yeah.
I know, I don't ever remember doing
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, no,
I didn't
I
know
always
we
got
had
the
it.
letter from the town clerk.
Weren't you a town agent?
Yeah. That and the town agent, not town agent, yeah.
Not town agent, town
The
service officer.
service officer and the senior solution, well, yeah, came from the town clerk.
I
Came from the
didn't know
town
that
clerk.
we had a representation with the Senior Solutions.
Yeah, I didn't know that
I
either.
know. Now I know who to complain to.
I mean, I don't remember ever being asked by the select board before, I just
Yeah.
got a letter from the town clerk.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something that she needs to be appointed to, or is she just a representative? Does it still need to be an
Why
appointment?
don't you check that out for us, okay?
Yeah.
However you wanna do it, it's fine.
Yeah, I just want to know who to complain to. I want to complain.
Did we open the cemetery?
Yes, we need to open the
Okay,
cemeteries.
and we need to open the cemeteries.
Yeah, I was gonna
How
get to
about,
that.
do you have a plan for that, Michael?
What's that?
Do you have someone you're putting in?
No, I just thought we haven't opened it back up for the year.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd
Yeah,
entertain a
April
motion
1st.
to open the cemeteries effective immediately.
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Actually, I'm on the list.
Okay, I guess that's it for appointments.
No,
No?
I gave you guys a handout in your packet.
If I read my full packet, I would have seen that.
Oh, that's right, yep.
Hold on.
Okay,
This one is-
okay, Chad Baldwin is interested in being the second constable.
I'm confused by this email. I've spoken to Jesse Jovan about the position and he would like to be the second constable. And then it's saying Chad wants to do it. You know what I mean? Or am I reading something wrong?
I'm sorry, that was my typo then. I put the wrong name on the front.
I think we should hold off on that till we get that clarified, because that
Do you
does,
see what I'm saying?
yeah, that is confusing.
Yeah, people should come in if they want to be
Yeah.
appointed.
Okay. So we'll hold off on constable, because we have a first constable. Okay, DV5, where both Vernon and Munson have been in. And we'll entertain a motion to appoint them both to the DV5. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Michael?
Aye.
Jet?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Do we have to sign
That's
a
all
paper
right.
for them? I had a whole thing somewhere. I got too much stuff.
She just sent me an email, just to let me know that they want to be reappointed.
Yeah, but I thought there was a form.
There's a form for the second constable.
No, for DB5 or
Oh.
It
I
came
thought they
from-
used their minutes before.
it came
Typically.
with their, yeah.
And Munson would be the voting representative, and Vernon is the alternate.
Right.
Here it is.
Okay, and Vernon would like to continue as Vernon's representative to Wyndham County Economic Development Program Council. Do we have a motion to
So
appoint
moved.
her? Okay, is there a second? I'll second it. Is there discussion?
What's it do?
What is it?
The
that-
Wyndham County Economic Development Program Council.
Oh, she's been doing that.
Yeah, Wiki.
Is that
He
through, is that through,
Wiki did.
the BDCC?
I
I don't know.
Love her to come in and tell us what it does.
Sure. Let's reappoint her to it now.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, we have a motion and a second to appoint her. All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Okay.
Jean?
Sorry about that. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'm 18.
Okay, and
Wait a second.
Cemetery Committee requested an executive session. Would you mind if we took the historians first and then go on to that?
Yeah.
Okay. I see part of her. Heather?
Hi.
Hi. You're up.
I believe the MJ must have requested to use the War Memorial for the annual Memorial Day service. I'm not sure what day has been decided. It's either Memorial Day, the 31st, May 31st, or the Sunday prior to.
This says Monday, May 30th,
Okay,
which,
then that's it,
Yeah, Monday, May 30th. Yeah.
rather than the 31st. I have the dates
yeah,
wrong.
31st is Tuesday, yeah.
Okay,
A celebrated holiday then.
so board, what is your pleasure?
I say we let them. I
Okay,
move that we let them.
is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Michael?
Aye.
Jeff? Jeff?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries.
What do you want me to do with this?
That was yours.
I've got mine, so it's supposed to be handed down.
That was an extra
All
one.
right.
Okay, 3-year care and maintenance agreements for North and South Welcome Signs. Gardenville.
Pretty self-explanatory what is done. Any questions?
Are you licensed to spray for insects?
Hmm?
Are you licensed to spray for insects?
No, it's a home, it's not like industrial.
I'd like us, the town to look into making sure that's legal first. Because there's a lot of Vermont laws. when it comes to
That's
that.
not the gardens though.
That's the South School Museum and Annex.
That's something else. This is the
They're all together.
gardens.
Right. So,
They're all together as a 3-year thing, so.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Includes spring cleanup, spring and fall, mulching, water, which is delivered, weeding, plant care, fertilizers, debris removal, mowing and weed whacking around the signs as needed. There's a tree, arborvitae trees behind the north sign, they need to be trimmed. And I marked the north garden for snow plowing. And also, there's replacement of perennials and there's annuals.
That's
included.
included in the contract?
Yep. It is.
Board, what is your pleasure?
So we just doing the welcome sign one, or
Right,
we're
just
doing them
the first one.
individually?
I'm doing them individually.
Mm-hmm.
I move that we approve the north and south welcome sign garden bid from Heather Frost.
Second.
Okay, any discussion, further discussion? Okay, Michael,
Aye.
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 motion carries. Thank you very much. We're moving on to the South School Gardens.
That also spring and fall cleanup, mulching and delivery, and the mulch is included, pruning of shrubs, weeding, edging, fertilizer, staking, also water, is included, that needs to be hauled. Your general annual and perennial and plant care material, and your replacement perennials and annuals, and regular garden maintenance throughout the season. I also, weed whacking, there's a space, a no man's land behind the annex that, I keep cleared, because otherwise the bittersweet and grapevines and everything else grows. And the lilacs, the back row, that also is behind them because the bittersweet will grow up over them, and in amongst them is kept at bay.
All right, discussion?
I move that we accept the South School Gardens 3-year contract from Heather Frost.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor of Michael?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Motion carries. South School Museum and Annex, so the insect spray application, Michael has requested that we hold off on this until we make sure that Heather won't be getting in trouble nor will the town. Shelley, could you look into that for us, please?
So what is used is called home defense. It's you can get it Brown Roberts, Walmart.
I just wanna make sure as
Yeah.
us as a municipality don't get in trouble
Okay.
for letting somebody just spray stuff.
Okay, so we'll take that up at our next meeting. Okay, employee appreciation request.
I gave everyone a handout, the summary of the department head meeting. And I highlighted some comments under employee appreciation. There we go. And everyone thought it was a good idea for the town to maybe offer either a gift card that can be used anywhere or a gas card. Because everyone's really hurting financially due to the increase in gasoline as well as groceries. So I had Cindy give me a number of how many employees we have that are 20 hours and above. I'm not sure if that's, things were calculated previously, but I have a number of 14. Eek. So, I'm not sure what Board wants to do with that. So that was just the number that we had figured on.
Yeah, see, although I have one position that's 20 hours in the library, it's shared. And in the past, who's ever been in that position has gotten an appreciation gift, so.
You could add one more.
Yeah, it would be like 4 more. Well,
We'll have to do the calculation, but it's ultimately up to the board and what everybody else thinks would be appropriate.
Probably just whatever a full-time employee gets, split it 4 ways. Or were you thinking everybody gets as much as a full-time?
That's actually not a bad idea. I
What?
mean, but not split it 4 ways, maybe tough.
I'll
I don't
speak to
know.
my own board.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much. More than
Thanks, Heather.
Full-time employees should get whatever X equals, whatever X is, and anyone that's working less than what's considered full-time should get half of that.
What's the board feeling?
And doesn't include summer help
I
like
think
lifeguards.
fair is fair. I mean, if you get somebody working full-time and they get a certain amount, and then they see somebody working 10 hours getting the same. I mean, that's why I thought of just splitting
Yeah.
one full share for 20 hours or
Yeah, it
whatever.
never, I know, it never worked that way.
Hi, John.
Everybody was getting a turkey
Yep.
or a ham,
Yeah.
or that went to the $25 gift card.
Right,
It was just all,
or the picnic,
yeah,
you didn't differentiate.
which is fine, but if you take, 25 and divide it by 4, it's
That's kind of.
kind of insult.
So do you, what do you wanna do, or do you wanna mull it over till next time?
20 hours in a week.
Pardon?
What if you work less than 20 hours in a week? You don't
That's
get
right.
anything.
That's right, that's what I'm saying,
And that's-
because the assistants have been job sharing, and so I don't have an assistant that works 20 hours. That job is actually shared over 3 employees and 1 per diem. Because they all have to have other jobs.
I think it only needs one signature and then we can contact the commissioner.
That is correct.
So you want
Okay,
to mull it
tonight,
over
right?
and
Oh,
put it on the
yeah,
agenda next time?
Sure.
Because we're gonna, okay, so put your thinking caps on and mull it over and put it on the agenda for next time. So we need an executive session. We need to go into executive session with Mary Lynn, and then we'll need another one for Seth. So it's for personnel.
Oh, it's gone.
Ladies first.
Okay.
We need one motion for that one.
That's a new one.
Oh, number 2 here, right?
Yeah.
I move that we enter into executive session with
Mary Lynn and Shelley.
Mary Lynn and Shelley regarding the appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee, 1 VSA 3133A3.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Motion carries. Okay, we went into executive session at 7:25, came out at 7:39, no action was taken. And I need a motion to go into executive session this thing.
I move
Number
the,
2,
huh?
number 2.
Yeah, I got it, I even circled it. I didn't know we were doing the other one, but I circled that one tonight. Move that we enter into executive session for the purpose of the appointment, employment, or evaluation of a public officer or employee,
With second, Shelley.
and allow Seth Dale and town administrator to be present.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Okay, we are going. We met in executive session at 7:42 and we came out at 7:52. And no action was taken.
Make a motion to let the town administrator Shelley and the rec director Seth call the town attorney.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you very much, and thank you for all your hard work in there.
Thank you. Have a good night, Seth.
Nice to see you.
Let me know it works.
All right, so
We have nothing else except to say our next meeting will be April 19th, unless something comes up. Does anybody have anything else?
Nikki messaged me and she'll be in Texas for training on the 19th, so she won't make that one. She's gonna get a hold of Maryland to plan something.
All right, just send us some good weather. Okay,
Did we determine the value of appreciation?
no, we're
We're
going to
thinking
roll
about
this
it.
over.
Thank you, okay.
The 19th we determined
Okay.
that we can't afford it because they're worth much more than we can afford.
Well, that's a true statement.
But I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in
Aye.
favor? Jeff?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:58.